Good morning guys, and again welcome back to my channel, Avenue Boy Vlogs. So yes guys, as the title says, we are generally gonna discuss about what happens inside the endoscopy unit, specifically a patient's journey to being booked for a procedure and then going through the endoscopy unit. Let's say it's just a patient's normal pathway when coming into the endoscopy unit. And in this video, I'm also going to discuss what endoscopy nurses do in a normal day. So first things first, what types of procedure do we do in an endoscopy unit? We're just gonna briefly touch up on those procedures, and the specific we'll have a different video which is gonna be discussed in detail with regards to endoscopic procedures. So the types of procedure that we do here in the endoscopy are colonoscopy, which is a camera test up your bottom passage; gastroscopy, which is a camera test down the throat; bronchoscopy, which is a camera that goes down to your lungs, to your tracheobronchial tree. And we also do ERCP, in which we try to view the common bile duct so that we can remove stones. And what else do we do? We also do manometry, which measures your swallowing capabilities, and pH monitoring, which entails putting a tube into your nasal passages down to your esophagus, and you take that home for 24 hours for the purpose of measuring acid reflux. And that's all the procedures that we do here, guys. The next thing is, how long is our shifts here in the endoscopy unit? So it differs from trust to trust, but here in our unit, we usually start at 8:30 and finish at 6:30 in the afternoon. And between that, we've got half an hour break. So we've got a morning list, then we go for our lunch, half an hour, and then we start back again at around 1 p.m. to start the afternoon list. Alright? And basically this is also going to be a tour of our unit. So yeah, come on and let's go to the first step of what the patient does when they come here in the endoscopy unit. Guys, so we are here in the endoscopy reception. So this is where patients come through to get checked in for their procedure. We've got our reception here and our very beautiful receptionist, Claire, over there. So their job is to check the list, get patients checked in, and make sure they fill up their paperwork, and then all the patients will sit here and wait for the nurse to call their names and be admitted. Right, so that's the first step of coming here in the endoscopy unit, what the patient goes through. Right, let's go to the second step. I'm not really wearing a mask right now because the unit's empty. I purposefully went here early just to do this video. Patients come through this door after getting checked into reception, and then a nurse will bring them here to the admission rooms. We've got 4 admission rooms. So basically what we do here is we get patients admitted, we review their past medical and surgical history. We make sure they've stopped all the medications that they need to stop. And in general, we check if the patients are fit for the procedure. We get them dressed here in the admission rooms, and we put the cannula as well for the sedation if they opted to have sedation. So that's our second part, or the second step when a patient comes in for their procedure, admitting the patients, getting them ready, getting them dressed, and reviewing all of their histories. So there we are, guys. Let's go to the third step. After getting admitted, the patients stay in the admission rooms and they wait for the procedure room nurses to come and collect them for their procedure. So the third step here is we bring the patients to the procedure room. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 procedure rooms here in our unit, and let's see what's inside. So here we are. Patients come in and we've got our endoscopy stacks. We've got the screen there. This is where we connect the scope. That's where the patient lies down for their procedure. So before we start the procedure room nurses do basic checks, do the WHO check to make sure that we have got the right patient and the right details of the patient. So yeah, that's it. So that's the third step. Patients go in here for their procedure, and let's go check out what the fourth step is. So after the procedure, patients go out from the procedure room straight to the recovery rooms. We've got 2 recovery rooms, one for male and one for female. So they come in here from the procedure room to get recovered, obviously. The job here is to monitor their observations. We've got OBS machine lying around. We've got 6 bays here. The nurses do measure observations in here. If the patient had sedation, you'd probably stay in here for about half an hour to get a total of 3 sets of observations, just to make sure that you're fully awake, fully normal, and fully capable to go home. It is also their job to phone the patient's relatives to come pick them up if they had sedation. If you didn't have sedation, probably you'll only have 1 set of observations just to make sure that you're fine or everything's normal. Yes, and then here in recovery, for colonoscopy patients, we give them drinks and biscuits just to start up their stomachs, get some food in there because they've fasted for around 24 hours. So we give them coffee, tea, or biscuits as well. So that's it, guys. That's the 4th step in the patient's journey in the endoscopy unit. So let's go to the 5th and final step. Here we go. When you're fully recovered and the nurses are sure that you're perfectly fine and fit to go home, we bring you to our discharge lounge. Patients tend to stay and sit here and wait for their relatives to come pick them up. And when their relative arrives, we bring them to our consulting room or another discharge room, which is more private. And in here, we explain everything and give the patients their reports. So we tend to explain what we have seen in there, all the treatments that we have done if there are any treatments, and of course any follow-up needed if they need to come back for another procedure. And we also give them some leaflets according to their diagnosis, and then have them take that home to read for their homework. So that's it, guys. That's the 5th and final step of visiting the endoscopy unit when you have a procedure getting done here, or you're scheduled for a procedure here. That's all the steps that you are gonna go through as a patient, and that's all the jobs that nurses do here in the endoscopy unit. So mainly, we admit and check in patients, we assist the doctors in doing the procedure, we recover patients, finally we give them their reports. So that's it. That's all, guys. And of course, this is the last thing. This is the exit. So that's your freedom. There we are. That's a quick tour of what we do here in the endoscopy unit. The next clips will be just some snippets of what goes on here in the endoscopy unit, a normal day of work. And of course, we're not allowed to record any patients' faces because of confidentiality, but just in case you see my workmates doing their work, I have asked permission to do so. So there we are, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again. Right, guys, we're halfway through our list. We're starting the afternoon list and I'm in the procedure room. Yeah, it's hard, but we'll get through this list. I think we've got like 3 more patients to do, and that's it for our afternoon list. Alright, guys, that's just an update from me, and we'll see you later. It's nearly 5 o'clock and we've just finished our list. So that's it for the day today. All done. And I'm happy because it's too warm in here. See, everything's quiet now. Yeah, the cleaner's already there, started cleaning already. And I think we've got some people in recovery, still in recovery, so we're just waiting for the patients to go home, and we'll go home as well. Yes! So yeah, that's it. That's about that's what happens here in the endoscopy unit. And hopefully you like the video. So guys, like and subscribe if you like this video, if you want more content. There we go. Take care. Ciao.